Ow.
Okay guys, today's video back under the hood of the Z. You see I've got the air cleaner off because we need to get access to the distributor yet again. If you guys have been paying attention at all to what I've been doing going on with the Z, it has been doing this thing where it'll run fine. Well, first of all, let me back up. The car would do this thing where it would just randomly shut off. Like it just stopped getting power altogether and just shut the car down, like one throwing spark, and it took me a while to track it down. It ended up I need to replace the distributor itself. That fixed the problem. After I fixed that problem, a new issue arose to where the car will start up and run, and as long as I'm driving, it's fine. If I go and turn the car off and let it sit for a little bit, it will not. It'll crank over, but it won't fire off. It's like it's not getting spark yet again. I believe I have kind of narrowed that down to it being the ignition or the ignition control module. I think what that is doing, it is heat soaking as it sits there, as getting too hot, and it's not wanting to control the distributor and coil and everything to tell it to throw a spark. The last video about this, what we did is I went and I pulled the ignition control module off because the distributor I got came fully assembled, the ignition control module and all that. I checked to make sure that there was the heat transfer grease on there, and there was, but I went and I cleaned it off and I replaced it with this stuff. This was silver 5 or whatever. This is supposed to be really, it's very, well, for this thing, it's expensive. It's like 15 bucks for this little tube. This was created for like gaming computers or something like that to help dissipate the heat. So I put this on there, tested it out. Spoiler alert, it didn't fix the issue. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the cap off again, because I noticed last time I did this that there's, for whatever reason, a metal shield going over top of my ignition control module. I'm going to pull the cap, the rotor, and I'm going to unscrew it and take that shield off. And I'm going to test whether or not that metal shield is actually causing the control module to get too hot. Like it's insulated in metal. So you have metal on the bottom and a full metal shield going all the way around it. I don't know why there'd be a metal shield on top of it. There wasn't a metal shield in any of these cars that I know of. None that I have dealt with. Maybe there was way back when, maybe not. But my plan is today, I'm just going to pull that cap off, pull the rotor off, unscrew the 2 screws, and I believe all I need is just the Phillips for all of these of various sizes. And then take that shield out, put the control module back down, and see if that, well, we'll go on testing later on and see if that fixes it. If not, I'm thinking maybe my next logical step would be that I have a bad ignition control module that came with the distributor, and I will take the one that I bought that I tried back testing, but I figured out the distributor was bad, that's on my old distributor, and replace it in here. But for right now, this one is, we're just going to go pull that shield off and swap that out. Oh, well, not even swap out. We're just going to get rid of it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll take care of this little issue. With that all being said, I want to say my new videos, I'm trying something different. Like these should be hopefully in 4K. I got 4K set on my phone here, and I'm using a different editing program that has a bit of a learning curve, but allows me to export in 4K. So let me know if you guys are seeing a difference. I think I see a difference. Let me know if it looks better, and I will hopefully progress and get better as I go. Right now I'm going to set this up, the camera up. We're just going to go through the process of pulling the cap and rotor off, and we'll pull that shield out. Okay, annoyingly, since it's a large cap distributor, there's the 2 at the back that are kind of a pain in the ass to reach. So you need multiple screwdrivers of various sizes to get in here. Last time I did it, I kind of broke the little, I guess you would call it like the guide for the screw here to get this back one on and off. So I'm going to try and use this little tiny stubby. Story of my life using a stubby. Alright, that's out. Doesn't work for that one. God almighty. There we go. That's undo the tack and the 12-volt trigger feed. Now, I'm not a Ford guy, and it's not like I hate them or whatever, but I will say the one thing they had going for them is the distributor right in the front, so you're not have to deal with any of the cowl stuff here. It does make for not great intake routing though. Okay. I'm just going to try and do it. Can you see that? Let me move that. Hey, you can actually see now, as opposed to just a void of darkness. Small cap HEIs were such an improvement over this, where it moved the coil to a secondary location. The rotor button just slides right on the distributor shaft. The cap is about half the diameter of this. And the ignition control module is much easier to get in and out of. You don't have all these extra connectors and screws and stuff down underneath. The cap is just, everything kind of connects on the outside, and you pull the module out forward, and then it's easier to disconnect. Now, I don't know, can you see through there? Yeah, if you'll see right, pokey right there, that metal shield, that's what we're taking off. Ugh. So this right here, I can think of absolutely no reason to why this would be included on there. It's not like the ignition control module holes aren't reinforced with a metal sleeve in them. It's not like the plastic body of the ignition control module is going to ground on a plastic like distributor cap. I have no idea as to why this is even included. So that's what we're pulling out. Now, just tighten it back up. You just make sure you put your button back on the direction it was facing when you took it off. All right, that's back on. So now I will just reattach the distributor cap back on there with the 4 little spring-loaded screws on there. Plug in the tack and the 12-volt feed and put the air cleaner back on. That's it. Excuse me. So if you just need to change out your rotor button, that's all you go about how to do it anyways right now. So yeah, hoping that this right here was partially the issue. If not, I will let you know. I'll come back and we will swap out the other ignition coil, or not the ignition coil, sorry, the ignition control module. And then if it still persists after that, I honestly will have no idea what else is doing it. If you can think of anything, the only thing else I can think of is maybe the pickup coil inside the distributor. But it's a new distributor and it would be hotter while the engine is actively running than as the engine is sitting there, I would imagine. So I don't know if that would be causing an issue or not. But yeah, so that's where we're sitting. Just kind of a quick, easy video for you today. Let me know if you're notice any improvements in quality. I think it should be improved. Let me know. All right, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff, and I'll see you next time. Later.